Welcome back to the channel, Decoders. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are all having a great day with your friends and family. Thanks for taking some time to tune into the video today. Just wanted to release a quick video about some stuff I was finding in connection to next year's inauguration and the moon landing, and also this band Linkin Park and the Transformers movie, and L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology. So we're going to tie all this together. Please hit those like buttons. I really appreciate that, and let's get straight into it. Don't want to waste a whole lot of time. So here we go. So the big thing to know is that next year, the inauguration is 666 months after the moon landing. And this is significant, guys, because what's the chances that it lands exactly on that, exact to the day, that inauguration and that event, the moon landing? And this all ties in with Trump, the moon child, who I'm going to talk more about as we go forward. Now, Trump, he is known for beating two women, okay? And I made a video a few days ago about how the moon is all connected to the feminine and the number 24. Trump beats a woman in the year 24, and he beat a woman also in the year, his first year he won in 2016, Hillary Clinton. Now, maybe these aren't even women. They might be transformers. They might all be transformers. But the point is that the symbolism is Trump is always winning against the women, okay? And this is connected to the moon stuff. Because remember, I showed you guys in my last video, if you type out the moon on your phone's keypad, the only button you're going to need to press is the number 6. Again, the three letters that are associated with this number 6 are M, N, and O, and you can spell the word moon with those letters. So MOON, that means you're going to type the number 6 4 times, and that's a total of 24. Okay, so that's important to the moon on the keypad, right? And there's your 666 connection as well, like the inauguration next year. Now, not only that, but the moon landing was on numerology date of 24. If you take the date 7/20/69 and you add all those numbers up, 72069, it equals 24. Okay. And again, the lunation of the moon landing, which is again counting the moons, is lunations, right? You're counting the moon ever since 1923. The moon landing was in lunation 576. Okay. The number 576 is 24 times 24. So there's another connection with the moon landing and the number 24. Not only was the moon landing in lunation 576, which is 24 times 24, Neil Armstrong, the guy who was part of the moon landing, he died 576 sidereal months and 4 days after the lunation 576 moon landing, okay? That's not a coincidence, guys. I'm telling you, absolutely not. The one guy who was involved with this event, the biggest known name for it, he died 576 sidereal months after that 576 moon landing, okay? Now, on top of that, this all connects back to the women. I told you guys in my last video that the X is the woman's chromosome, the X in the X chromosome. She has two X's, right? And then number X, the letter X is the 24th letter. So if you take the letter X and you just type in the gematria calculator and you open up the two ciphers, the ordinal cipher and the square cipher, you're going to get values of 224 and 576. Now, the two moon goddesses, Selene and Luna, both equal 24, like female and woman, okay? And I showed in my last video also that if you type in the names Selene and Luna together in the standard cipher, you get the 576 again, like full moon. And women are known to follow cycles with the full moon, just with the moon in general. And again, all these things have the gematria of 24. Full moon has 576, which is 24 times 24. You combine the two moon goddesses, Selene and Luna, you get 576. Selene equals 24, Luna equals 24, woman and female, cycle equals 24, and ovulate. All that stuff, 24. So this is how Trump's winning against women, and now we're in the year 24, and he's winning again against a woman, okay? Now, this is where it gets crazy, guys. So there was a singer of the band Linkin Park, okay, and he died on the anniversary of the moon landing in 2017. That was the year Trump was inaugurated the first time. But he died on the moon landing anniversary, and he just happened to die 576 months exactly after the moon landing. And again, that's 24 times 24. And the moon landing was in lunation 576, and he died 576 months exactly after, on the anniversary of the moon landing. Okay. And the reason that this is so important and tied to the woman, guys, is because this year, in the year 24, the band Linkin Park replaced this guy who died on the moon landing with a woman singer. Okay. And her name is Armstrong, like the guy who landed on the moon. So let's just bring all this together. Neil Armstrong lands on the moon in lunation 576, and 576 months later, the lead singer for Linkin Park dies. The band goes on hiatus for 7 years, just like Trump was elected 7 years ago. And in the year 24, they finally come back, but they replace their dead singer with a woman. Okay? And I just told you it was all about the women connection, because woman is all about the 24. And in the year 24, Linkin Park's replacing their singer who died on the moon landing with a woman named Armstrong, and it was Armstrong who landed on the moon. Just insane. On top of that, the gematria tells us more, because the day that they announced that she would be their new singer was September 5th of 2024, and that was the day that leaves 118 days in the year. If you include the date, it's 118 days in the year, and the gematria of Armstrong is 118, and that was the day that she was revealed as the new singer. Now that ties perfectly with the moon landing, because not only does Armstrong equal 118, but moon landing equals 118. And Armstrong was announced as the singer to replace the death of their original singer that Linkin Park had, and the word death equals 118 in Jewish, okay? Now this is the most undeniable part, okay? If you go from the moon landing date, Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, to the Linkin Park release of their new album, with the first album with their new singer Armstrong, it's exactly 55 years and 118 days. Guys, that is the most simple ciphers of gematria. That is what moon landing equals. You're telling me that 55 years, 118 days after Armstrong lands on the moon, Linkin Park reveals their new album with Armstrong as their new lead, and it was 118 and 55, and that is the gematria of moon landing and Armstrong. You guys see it? Armstrong equals 118.55, moon landing 118.55, moon landing to her debut 55 118. It's just undeniable. Like, undeniable. And truly insane how people don't see this, like, right in front of their face. Now, this woman, or supposed woman, she is supposedly been raised as a Scientologist. And that connects us back to the founder of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard. And what a coincidence it is that L. Ron Hubbard died the same year that this woman, who's part of the Church of Scientology, she was born in 1986. He died in 1986. Okay. Her parents were part of Scientology, and she became a Scientologist. Now, she ties perfectly with L. Ron Hubbard, because she's replacing a singer, and she's becoming part of the band Linkin Park. And look at the gematria of Linkin Park and L. Ron Hubbard. It's a 3 out of 4 cipher match. Okay. Again, undeniable. And if you measure from L. Ron Hubbard's death to the death of Linkin Park's original singer Chester Bennington, it's exactly 11500. You drop the zeros, you get the 115. So it lands on a perfect 115. And that's not a coincidence, guys, because in gematria, L. Ron Hubbard equals 115 in the same cipher as Linkin Park. And this is from the death of L. Ron Hubbard to the death of the singer of Linkin Park, and it's 115, just like their gematria. And the moon landing, which this also connects to, was on a date numerology of 115. 7 plus 20 plus 19 plus 69, 115. I mean, just incredibly obvious. And L. Ron Hubbard was friends with Jack Parsons. You guys know who Jack Parsons is? He was one of the leading pioneers of rocket technology, and they were both part of Thelema, which was the cult of Aleister Crowley. And what a coincidence that L. Ron Hubbard is connected to Jack Parsons, because Jack Parsons is a rocket scientist, and this is all about going to the moon, and you need rockets to go to the moon, okay? And these two were all about finding a woman to birth a moon child, okay? Their whole thing was they wanted to find Babylon to birth a moon child. And they did this in the year 1946, right here. L. Ron Hubbard and Babylon Working, 1945, 1946. He did this with Jack Parsons, the rocket fuel scientist. And look at what it says, guys. Inspired by Crowley's novel Moonchild, Parsons and Hubbard aimed to create a magically fertilized magic child or moonchild through immaculate conception. Okay? This is what they were trying to do the year Trump was born, and there's even a letter showing that Aleister Crowley was writing on the day of Trump's birth about how Aleister Crowley or about L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons trying to create a moonchild. And it's perfect because Trump was born on a blood moon in that same year. So why do you think all this connects to the moon and Trump and all this stuff? Well, it all goes back to this year and these two men who supposedly were trying to create a moon child, a Thelemic Messiah embodying Babylon. Okay. And it's just crazy. And Crowley was bewildered and concerned by the endeavor, complaining to Gerner of being fairly frantic when I contemplate the idiocy of these lotus or louts. It looks like the word lotus, but remember, Kamala means lotus. It looked like they were saying lotus there. Anyways, the point is, Trump was born on a blood moon right when these two, L. Ron Hubbard, and this ties perfectly with this Linkin Park thing that's just happening. Trump beating the woman in the year 24, and Linkin Park replacing their male singer with a woman the same year. And if you go back to 2011, Linkin Park released a song called Iridescent. And this song was the lead single on the Transformers Dark of the Moon album. And this album, Dark of the Moon, was released on Trump's birthday. And not just any of his birthdays, it was released on his 65th birthday. Dark Side of the Moon, released on his 65th birthday. The lead single on the album was Iridescent, which equals 65, like the band Linkin Park and like L. Ron Hubbard. In the same cipher, guys. On his 65th birthday, all those things equal 65. Undeniable. Okay? And now this connects us to next year because Trump was born on a blood moon. L. Ron Hubbard trying to create Trump, the moon child. Well, if you measure from the death of L. Ron Hubbard to the release of this album on Trump's birthday in 2011, Dark of the Moon, it was exactly 314 lunar phases. That means we're talking about measuring in the moon phases, exactly 314, like pi, like completion. And look at this, guys. Next year, the blood moon on 314 in the year Trump's going to be inaugurated again. And don't forget, Trump's grandfather, supposedly, Frederick, his birthday is on that day as well. I've already showed that. So this is huge, guys. 314 exact lunar phases after L. Ron Hubbard dies. They released this on Trump's birthday, and it's all about the moon. And now here's where we're tying it all into the tech thing, because this all ties into the futuristic technology, the AI, the robots, the cryptocurrency, all that connects to next year. Transformers, right? A transformation. Anyway, if you go from the release on Trump's birthday of Transformers Dark of the Moon with the Linkin Park song on it, it was on the 165th day of the year, Trump's birthday. If you go 165 months forward from that 165 day, you land on the exact day of the blood moon lunar eclipse next year, March 14th. And the guy that Trump is working with now, who's all about the robots, all about the rockets, all about the tech, is Elon Musk. And his name, Elon Reeve Musk, equals 165. So hopefully you guys understand that. 165 day of the year, Trump's birthday, 165 months forward is the blood moon. And Elon Musk, his new right-hand man, equals 165. And just to cap it all off, guys, the video for Iridescent that was on the Dark of the Moon album shows the snake. And next year is the year of the snake. And it shows the one eye symbolism like Trump's eye wound. There's also a big Odin connection here. from the Norse mythology. But the big connection I want to speak on right now is that from the release of the music video of Iridescent with the snake, because next year's a snake year of Chinese zodiac, from that release of that song on YouTube, Iridescent, June 3rd, 2011, to the death of their singer, their original singer, was exactly 6 years, 47 days, and that's the 118th prime number, and death equals 118. Armstrong, who replaced the guy who died, equals 118, and moon landing equals 118. So the white eye, probably that in this video, I took a screenshot for you guys to see. He has the one white eye, and he has the snake. And I believe that represents the serpent. Remember when Trump got his blood on his face, it looked like he had a serpent's tongue. It all comes together, guys. Next year, the year of the snake, the inauguration exactly 666 months after the moon landing. And here we go. It's going to be crazy interesting to see how this plays out. And the connections that I showed you here are undeniable. But, just insanity. And hopefully you guys got all that. Please hit the like buttons on your way out. Again, have a great Thanksgiving out there, everyone. Thanks for taking the time out for, listening to this video. I want to give a huge shout out to Derek from Gematria. He hooked me up with a new setup, computer, a new microphone. And Derek from Gematria, the calculator, super grateful for him on this Thanksgiving. I'm super grateful for all of you guys. And as always, guys, take care. God bless. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.